Hello everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing Halloween in Burbank, Hunting 2024, as we're going to see wonderful houses decorated for Halloween in the competition to win as best decorated house. Today I'm joined by my wonderful friends Teruko Nakajima and Patrick J. Thomas with special guest star Titi. I can't wait to show you Titi with a special costume today. I will post all of their social media handles down below. Be sure to follow all of them. And now let's get to it. Subscribe, thumb up the video. Bam! Okay, yeah, there's light here. Oh yeah, I can see you. Fabulous. Actually, wait, now we can see Titi, no? Oh, she didn't have the bat wings. Okay.
Let me get
Tits, are we gonna dress you up for
Halloween.
Halloween? You gonna wear the bat wings?
Halloween.
She's like, oh hell no.
I know.
She's like, I do not condone this behavioral pattern. Why do I have to fly away?
I know.
Titi.
Titi.
Batiti.
Batiti.
Oh my gosh, the wing.
Batiti.
Look, Tits is she's a little.
Batiti.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh wow, are you gonna fly now, Tits? You're the vampire. She's like, oh my god, I'm gonna drink your blood. Oh, so cute. Way to go, Tits.
Way to go.
Yeah, so there you go. Now we got a little vampire with us.
Yeah. A little tiny vampire.
Batiti. Miss
Batiti.
Mexico 2024. Yeah. She wins.
Miss Mexico.
She wins. And she flies.
Flies.
Look at her.
Why?
Yeah, oh man. If Titi was a house, she would win.
Thank you.
There
You
you
should
go.
do outfit reveal.
Outfit reveal, yes. Hello. This is, and I have a little back. Wait, is this the right side? Oh, it is. Yeah.
So cute.
So I have, as you can see, but you can't hear me, so I'll explain myself later in a voiceover.
So cute.
And live in Ferret.
Oh yeah.
So cute.
It's fluffy, but the quality is not so good. I have a feeling the handles are gonna break off any minute. So let's check out the houses. Now, not all of the houses we're going to see were participating in the competition. There is a list of requirements. Well, not really requirements, but like you can enter to win in several categories. So this particular house, Super Cute with the Witch, was not in the competition, but quite a few were. Now, check out the dedication to the decor in front of the houses. I gotta say, it really warmed my heart. And right off the bat, I want to say I am so proud of everybody in Burbank because it doesn't matter how much, money was invested in some of these yards and decorations. Halloween is not about the amount of money invested. Some houses, well, you're going to see in this video actually. Grab yourself a snack, pause here, get some popcorn going, get some drinks going, tea, something nice, and enjoy this journey. It's going to be like a 1 hour video, you guys. And you're going to see some of the houses really have minimal decor, but like so much love went into it. It doesn't really matter if you're full jam packed with props or if you have just that one single, element that defines Halloween for you, decorating your house in the front yard or porch or patio or whatever it is. It really works, and everybody did a wonderful job. Every single house was exciting and fun to see. And I'm just so happy to see people joining together, uniting and unified in celebrating this holiday, which is a creepy, spooky holiday. But it is also a celebration of, remembering all of our loved ones that have passed and everything that is no more. Look at this guy. This guy, for example, he's trying to break out from the ground. Was he buried in that front yard? Titi, what do you say? Bat Titi is with us. Oh man, she's so cute. Titi was observing the decor. Some things she liked more than others, but only because some things scare her just a little bit, while others didn't scare her at all. So this lovely lady is coming out from that greenery. Her eyes are lit up. She did speak. Now, I did turn off the audio for the most part in this video because a lot of the houses and also a lot of the people passing by or cars passing by were using, you know, music. In some cases, loud music or less loud music, and quite a few of those tracks were copywritten. So to avoid any issues with that, you will be hearing me blabber on about Halloween for about an hour. I hope you'll enjoy. Subscribe and thumb up the video to support the channel. And thank you so much for everybody who already has. Have you noticed? When I zoomed in, there's actually blood gushing out of his neck. Yes, this little animatronic here, and I'm going to try to zoom in even better from the side. From the top of the neck, you can see the glistening liquid that's supposed to resemble blood. Is that fabulous? Also, I have to say, I'm very, very happy to say that, there was a lot of people walking around. Everybody I have encountered was so respectful of other people's yards. People were not stepping on other people's property, on the grass, on the lawn. Uh, Everybody was standing on the sidewalk watching if the houses were lit and, welcoming. People were then like looking at them. Otherwise, people would keep walking by. It was a very, very interesting experience also to see everybody respect each other as we were walking down these streets. I'm also going to show you quite a few shots like this, walking down, up and down Burbank, filming streets just to give a vibe of Halloween in the air. I know this is just the beginning of the video, but this was one of my favorite houses. I mean, spoiler alert. You see, it's very creepy. There's like no window on this facade. I mean, there are windows, but they're sealed shut, and then these like tombstones everywhere. It's such an eerie atmosphere with that one light on the side. It's giving me austerity, pure austere vibes. Very Chanel, very Bel Respiro, La Pausa. Her villas in the south of France. Well, 28 La Pausa in particular. Did you see that light flicker? It's simple. It's not like your ginormously packed yard, but it works for me. You see, that feeling of Halloween, that house delivered. This little super cute blow up ghost in that yard, and then we have a little bit more opulence coming up soon. We have a skeleton in this yard, a lot of lights. Predominantly, we're going to be seeing, I think, orange, yellow, purple, and green lights. Now we are approaching one of the biohazard zone. We got to keep away from there. We do not want to turn into zombies, or do we? I mean, why not? If there's an antidote, live a day in the body of the zombie, in the flesh of a zombie, the rotting flesh of a zombie, and then take the antidote the next day, if you want. Teruko said this table was very scary to her because it was abandoned. And the sense of abandonment is a very interesting fear factor when it comes to, for example, creating horror movies in Japanese culture. Shintoism plays a big role in that. But I close the parenthesis here. Here we are approaching one of the houses that are participating in the Halloween in Burbank. It is the Beetlejuice house. And so the theme is Beetlejuice, and this house, you can vote for this house to win. And of course, we are referencing the first Beetlejuice. There we have Gina Davis's character, for example. This gentleman, the owner of the house, was very proud, justly so. He was in front of the house talking to the people, filming and photographing, and he said he made almost everything from scratch. If not everything, I don't know if the Beetlejuice plaque that's lit up, I don't know if that's a prop that he purchased ready, but he basically said that he built everything on his own, right? Maybe not the blow up Beetlejuice face, which you're going to see in the side yard, but that Beetlejuice tombstone pointing downwards towards that kind of foamy soft green, that he built that. The moving props, the illumination, the electricity, the combination of all the lights. You have to synchronize stuff as well. He did a fabulous job. This was a lot of work. A lot of work. And you have some of the, most famous scenes from the movie referenced in this particular yard in Burbank, with some of the characters from the movie portrayed, and also some new characters added in the mix. The tombstones are moving around. Everything is interactive. There's several what's the plural of Beetlejuice? Beetle guys. Some of them in skeleton form, some of them in blow up form. So you can see kind of Beetlejuice. Oh, how many times have I said it? Is he going to appear now? I don't know. I'm looking behind my back just to be sure he doesn't appear. So this is how the voting system works. You see, this one is Vote for Us, Best Movie Homage or Homage, Best Movie Homage, and Burbank Top. What was it? Top Home or Top House? You can push for candy. Now, Teruko tried pushing for candy. We were hoping that there's going to be like a trick or treat moment, but when you push for candy, the candy bar starts moving. Is this a Lydia Dietz reference? Did Lydia Dietz pass away? Is this a scene from the future? Spoiler alert. Is this like a scene from Beetlejuice 3? I guess we'll only know if it happens. I do think they're going to do Beetlejuice 3 because it seems as though the numbers for Beetlejuice were really, really good. There you go. Teruko pushing the button and the candy bar starts moving. But where's the candy for the trick-or-treaters? Well, technically it's not Halloween yet as we are filming, but it would have been nice to get a little candy. Of course, I mean, so many people pass by. I don't think that the owner of the house could possibly. Could you imagine the investment you would have to make to give all that candy out? Although, would have been a good bribe to get people to vote for you. Probably it's against the rules of the competition. Nevertheless, look how cute. There's even the side, kind of besides the yard where you could kind of drive your car to park. We're going to get there as well. And then there's the ginormous sandworm, just kind of, you know, rushing through the green portion between the sidewalk and the yard. And there is also a photo opportunity, which I really appreciated. And we put Titty next to Bob, and Titty was not having it. Bad Titty was like, Mom, I don't know this person. I don't know who Bob is. He looks very creepy. I am not going to stand here. And Titi, she decided, she's like, okay, let me calculate the jump. Very low jump. Easy breezy. You know what? Bye. and, and there she goes back into her little house. Titi loves to stay warm in her little house. There you go. So yeah, we sat down there, took photos, and then there's more photo opportunities here, more skeletons, and then very clearly designated where what you're not supposed to touch or where you're not allowed to sit. And obviously the staircase, you're not allowed to access the staircase because it leads into the gentleman's house. There's another Beetlejuice there, also a scene from the first Beetlejuice movie, except Beetlejuice here is a skeleton again, which I find fabulous. The American flag is turned into a Beetlejuice flag. Also very interesting twist. A plot twist. It's showtime, baby. And here is a view of the Beetlejuice house from the other street side. You see the sandworm very clearly. This little spooky house is so cute. It says Happy Halloween spelled out on the lawn, and you do have the purple lights decorating the entrance. Really, really cute. And this one is also adorable. This is a more classic approach to Halloween, I want to say, with a bit of lights, a few pumpkins on the staircase. Love that. It definitely gives a very clear vibe. And blow up creatures on that one. There's a lot of houses, you guys. We have Nightmare Before Christmas here, and I found this very interesting because tombstones usually don't flicker and there's like no lights moving on them. And I thought to myself, this is actually really cool. Okay, it says rest in pieces. I mean, it's a little bit of a joke. Another little Beetlejuice reference there. But I kind of like the idea of decorating the tombstones of our loved ones. And here I'm kind of pointing to it and saying it in the video while I was filming as well. Like, I mean, to have some sort of lighting or activation on the tombstones just to bring life to them. I mean, I know that there's a dead person buried there, but to bring some joy to the memory of their life as well. This house was fabulous, can I just say? I mean, we were for a second really thinking, oh, somebody opened a diner for real with a zombie theme, and we wanted to go in, but then we realized, no, this is just decor, and it's a fabulous projection on the window from inside of the house. It looks like a bunch of zombies are trying to exit the zombie diner. I love that the lady is holding a neon brain in her hand, and it's like, come on in. You got a bunch of zombies, but you'll be the dinner in that diner. And then there's one zombie, the blow up zombie in front in green, super cute. I loved this setup. And then there's like fertilizer next to it because I guess the lady of the house is working on the garden during the daytime, and at night it's all transformed into the zombie diner. Fabulous. Loved that one. The theme was so cool and the execution was also perfect. It fooled me. I really wanted to enter the zombie diner. I know. It's like I'm mellowing. I'm not as sharp as I used to be. I fall for it, okay? And gladly so, because Halloween is the moment to turn back into being kids all over again. So it's the wonder of it all. It transforms your perception of reality and you go places. Speaking of, I just finished watching episode 9 of Grotesquerie. Now, I know they call it grotesquerie, but it's grotesquerie. Also, well, no spoilers, but the whole aspect of what is reality, what is fiction, what's a dream, what's a comatose state. It's like you choose to believe what you want to believe in. And that's what I choose for Halloween. I choose to go back into a more innocent state, childhood memories. Fabulous. How cute was that little monster Frankenstein? Adorable. This yard is fabulous as well. We have quite a few topics going on here because there's that spooky tree, and then there's all of these like plaques telling us Valencia is in that direction. Burbank, I can't read all of them, but it's telling us like we can go places. But then the yard is giving us a cemetery vibe, but this house is competing for lighting, I think. And how beautiful is the lighting here? It's so complex. Then we got spiders. Then we have the headless horseman. Looks like a knight in this case. Then we have little cute, adorable kitties and skeleton cats. The spider web is cast by that ginormous spider on top of the house. We have more spiders climbing towards kind of the different paths we can take from this spooky house. Bats are flying everywhere. It's like many different energies converging here and telling us from here on out you can go places. There's mist and fog being spread out so that we can see even more of the light. And there's the plaque that tells us how we can vote for them. And then we have Corpse Bride. Now, these animatronics are from Spirit Halloween, I believe. Rarely do we see both of them together, so this was nice to see. The Happy Haunted Graveyard, it says here. Follow and tag us on Instagram. There you go. You can screenshot that moment if you want to check out this lovely, lovely artist on Instagram. I call it artistry because, I mean, it's art to pull all this together. Oh, and there's also projection in the window in the back. You see, this is why I love filming these videos, because I notice details later in post-production that I don't notice while I'm filming, because I'm always so focused on trying to get good angles for you. Also, don't underestimate the speed in which the camera moves. Very important to move as slowly as possible, which, trust you me, given the fact that there were so many people that night when I was filming, it was really hard sometimes to not fall for the frenzy and the fast movement. So you have to really be in your own zone, almost like meditate, to not let the frantic movements of other passerbyers get to you. Because I want to get slow shots for you guys so that it doesn't get too motiony, messy. I don't want anybody to get motion sick here, if possible. Adorable jack-o'-lantern set up in front of this house with a Hello Kitty. She's a little witch dressed in orange with a witch hat, and she has a little, I don't know if that's a broom or a wand. I want to say it's a wand. And then the house next door also has jack-o'-lanterns and ghosts. You can never go wrong with jack-o'-lanterns. I always say, the more the better. You can never have enough jack-o'-lanterns. You know when they say in fashion, as Patsy Stone would say, you can never have enough shoes, gloves, and what else does she say? Well, for Halloween, you can never have enough jack-o'-lanterns, witches, and ghosts, I say. You can add the zombies into the mix as well. And then the house next door has flickering lights, mostly in red and blue. And then from the other side of the street, we have the Corpse Bride illuminated yard. You can see it from a distance again. We saw the close-ups earlier. Now you see it from a distance. Look how beautiful these houses look next to each other. I wonder when all of this started, like how many years ago. I guess then one neighbor starts it and then the other neighbors like it, and then from year to year it grows more and more because people just feel the freedom to also enjoy this holiday. And look at this doggy. Oh, he's so cute. He was doing his job. Okay. He was protecting his house, but he was wiggling his tail. He was really excited because I think he saw Titty. And he was barking, but not aggressively. He was actually adorable. And I filmed him because I thought, ooh, that's very Halloween. More graveyards. I think a graveyard approach is the most logical one to take if you have a little yard in front of your house, right? Because it, you know, it it suits very well a graveyard scenario. Oh, I mean, you don't have to be like full blown graveyard, but just a tombstone here and there. Why not? And some hanging limbs off a tree that is very very highly illuminated. Sure, makes total sense. I wonder what the story is behind this tree and why there are chopped off limbs hanging off of it with clothing garments still attached to them. This has been some mischievous massacre here. I don't know if it's the work of some warlock, demon, mass murderer. We don't know. This was a spooky one. I love particularly darker light, so when the light turns from this orange to blue, it really sets a tone. Green is interesting as well, but I have a feeling in general, like the less lights I see and the more I go into that fear factor, also psychology, but then the more lights are there and the more variety of lights I see, and the more I go into a dynamic, almost cartoon like aspect of Halloween. I loved this house. Beautiful house, and I love the jack o' lanterns on the staircase. Um, Also, just that cutout from the rooftop, seeing the skyline with that dark blue, really gorgeous. Now, here's an example of maximalism, but it works again with the trees on the sides that kind of get some light reflected off of them. Look at Jack Skellington, he's ginormous. There's a ton of skeletons here. This is definitely a natura morta, dead nature scene. There's a ghost. No, no, I think that's like a banshee. Yeah, I think that's a lady dressed in white, animatronic, moving in the back. And there is a zombie werewolf type of dog or hellhound right there, completely black. Now it's light, eyes turned on. Okay, so Titi is very trained, uh, so she does not react to other dogs. But there was a doggy passing by. When this dog's eyes lit up, the dog went ballistic, started barking. It was like, oh, hell no. Man, poor dog. But I think the owners told it, like, hey, don't worry, it's not a real dog. And it kind of calmed down. Um, and then there's more skeletons here. Also, back in the background. Okay, first of all, there's the monster Frankenstein. And then I do believe that the ghost behind with the glasses is Bob. The ghost, not Bob from Beetlejuice, but Bob from Halloween, the 1978 John Carpenter Halloween movie. There's the banshee now. You see her? I call her the banshee. She might not be a banshee. She wasn't screaming like a banshee, but she's giving me banshee vibes. The tombstones are hilarious. One says, "Biatch, a nice day." We don't know when she was born, but she passed away in 2024. Biatch. And then, what does this one say? Hope and dreams. Oh, and they passed away in 2024. Yeah, I know the feeling. 2024 has been heavy, so it's good to be able to laugh about it as well. Justin Pieces. I get the joke. I see what you did there. And there's also Michael Myers here. There he is. There he is hiding in the background. It's just that there's a red light that kind of falls on him and it makes him look almost like he's a clown. Like there's red falling on his face and red on his overall as well. But that is Mikey. Then we got Zero. A ton of skeletons. By the way, most Targets and Walmarts, the skeletons are sold out, as well as Michael's. Now we know. Now we know why. This is adorable. Look at those scarecrows with the jack o' lantern heads, and then there's a plane flying above. This was the only house I believe that actually had scarecrows, like full blown scarecrows. And you know what? I loved it because we don't see enough scarecrows. Loved the witch on that little porch. Minimal, but so on point. Oh man, that house looks like it came out of a horror movie, like out of one of the Halloween installments. Okay, here I thought those people were animatronics behind Scooby. They were real people, I realized. And I was like, oops. Sorry, guys. Here's a spider web with more jack o' lanterns on the staircase as well as yard, big spider. There's a ghost dangling off a tree. I love ghosts dangling off trees, and they don't really need to be illuminated. Like, for example, here, because they're white. So they capture whatever little light is there. And it's such a beautiful, ghostly apparition. Look at all the spider webs they put on their bushes. It's it's a specter, when that white cloth is hanging off a tree and there's very little light illuminating it. Very creepy. Hard to photograph, but in real life it really works. This is the Gremlin house, you guys. You can rewind to check them out. A ton of gremlins hanging all over the place. This was spooky, wasn't it? Look at this. The darkness, and they're all having lunch or dinner. I think this one was in the running as one of the houses they applied for. I think this one's called Dinner something. Dinner on Evergreen, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, I kind of really like it. It's very photogenic when the props illuminate with the eyes red, because on camera that red really kind of just bleeds out from the eyes, even though they're just like LED dots. On camera, it really works. They look like they're much more intense as eyes. This was hilarious. Somebody built a ginormous stage with a throne made out of skulls, and it said nobody allowed to come up. It says, "Do not climb, reserved for Satan for the 31st of October 2024." So here's the thing. I'm wondering, are they going to have like a little show happen? Like, is somebody going to come dressed as Satan to climb up to the throne? Is there going to be a little something, a performance? I don't know, but I love it. It's like literally a stage with a throne and an ascension with a staircase. Love it. I had to film this little frame for a few seconds longer because it just gave me such great Halloween movie vibes. Somebody made a lawn with flamingos, a ton of different flamingos in different colors and illuminated differently. So fun. Now, the house on the other side of the street had a ginormous skeleton. I think these were available, Home Depot, maybe also Party City, not so sure. But in front of them is this line. There's a queue, and it was going all around the block. I mean, I think people waited over an hour, and I think they were waiting to enter into like a haunted maze or something. We didn't have time to do that. We were walking to see more houses, and we passed by a Goodwill. So I'm filming from the outside. It was open, and people were rushing in to the Goodwill to get some costumes, last minute costumes for Halloween. And right after that, or almost next to the Goodwill, is the Mystic Museum, which I could only film from the outside because it says it's closed for a private event. So on that night, it was closed for a private event, but we get to film it from the outside. The Mystic Museum has been portrayed on TV shows, it's been on television, it's been on many YouTube channels that delve into Halloween and all things spooky. Such a wonderful place, by the way, because when you see it from the outside, I mean, of course, you have to be into this type of aesthetic, but if you aren't into this type of aesthetic, this is a must see. It's an iconic place to visit. Vintage oddities. Man, I mean, look, there's a coffin in the window. Does it get any better than that? No, it doesn't. Period. Man, it's so cool. And body parts on the street, just hanging, chilling. Everybody respectful. Nobody's taking away the body parts. I loved this window. Okay, so that knife with the Adidas sneaker is a throwback. Here I am, like shocked. I'm like, wow, how did they make this ginormous, bigger than human size? This is from the poster of Sleepaway Camp. Okay, one of the best horror movies from the 80s. I mean, Very low budget, but no spoilers, of course. But that plot twist at the end gets me every time. Loved the red colors here. This is a David Lynch scene, okay? We are beyond the Red Room, beyond the Black Lodge. At this point, we are in another world. And I love that skeleton on the porch. Now, this family built, or person, we don't know who lives in there, um, a very interesting installation with projectors on windows. I don't know if they also utilized screens or LED screens or if everything is projected, but there are many theatrical moments. I particularly loved this lady. She was three-dimensional. She doesn't translate well on camera, but in real life, she's like floating towards you and she's talking to you. Now, I think when it got a little bit darker later, when some of the lights were turned off, I think she really pops even more, and she is creepy. She's not casting a spell, but she's asking you, like, what gifts are you bringing her? She's not convinced of your love, and she's getting angry. That's all I got to say. Ooh, peanuts. Welcome, Great Pumpkin. This is the Peanuts lawn. All those huge jack o' lanterns, I wonder how they illuminated them on the inside. And those are from Walmart, and they're really hard to get. Walmart only kind of sells a few of those every year in their stores. You can order them online as well, but they are really, really big. Um, Now I know who bought all of them this year. Well, lucky is who finds them first, I say. I got lucky as well. I do have a few of them. They're really, really cool, but they're really big, like the biggest jack o' lantern pumpkin pails that I own, and they do have a handle. They are pails. Haunted tree with ghosts and jack o' lantern, also with a spider web on the porch. And then you can see the lights. See that little subtle decor underneath the roof? Very nice. And here we get to the main attraction of this year. I gotta say, the clown house. I mean, they had a budget. Okay, let's just put it that way. Now, this went viral all over TikTok, millions of views. The news came to report about it. The clown house was on the news as well. So, of course, we are there as well to experience this live. I mean, this whole house is transformed. Well, the whole yard, but not just the yard, also the rooftop, as well as the side of the house. You're going to see that later. And did you see that Ferris wheel in the back? That's part of it too. Um, it's transformed into a clown house, and not just the yard and the house and the back of the house, but also the front of the house, the tree in front of the yard. After the sidewalk, it has clowns dangling off of it. I'm going to show you everything. And as if that were not enough, you have actually clown actors. Look at that. There's one from American Horror Story right now, walking around, scaring the bejesus out of people. If you have clown phobia, this is not for you. But since I love clowns, for me this was heaven. I had a lot of fun. Beautiful props, beautiful set design. I mean, this was film quality, okay? And in fact, what I've heard from the news is that the gentlemen, it's a few of them that worked together to build up this house. They work in the film industry. Now, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. So I've been told that they work in the film industry. So prop design, set design, something like that. So of course they know how to get these pieces, and they got a budget, obviously. And this was beautiful to see, but it was chaos. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Look at that tree. I love how decorated the tree was. When we think of clowns, do we think of hyper, over the top, filled circus vibes? Because what we're getting here is a gazillion clowns, and some of them seem to be locked in cages. Why did other clowns lock them in cages? Are they beefing with each other? Look, now the clowns are on top of the roof. The actors, I mean, the cast members. Um, how does it work? Like, I want to know. I want to know about this. If this were a TV show, what are the dynamics between all of these characters? Some of these are characters from movies. We have Terrifier. In the house, we had American Horror Story. I mean, there's some of them are clowns that have not been in any movie or TV show. Some have. So what would this movie be? You know, I need to know the storyline. I'm supposed to vote, right, for the best house. So I want to know, are they related to each other? Are they in an asylum? Have they decided to leave the world because the circus hasn't been paying them right and they're just really angry with the world and they decided to segregate themselves in Burbank in this clown house and they're living their best life in this house, but then they're starting to have drama amongst each other, you know, very housewives of Beverly Hills, but like clown wives of Burbank. Like, I want to know the story, right? I want to know what this show would be about if it were a show. So it did intrigue me. Look how many people are lining up, queuing up just to see the clown house. And I mean, and it's worth seeing because it's awe-inducing because you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, it's overwhelming for the senses. And I mean, I have sensory overload very easily, so for me it was really hard. Plus the anxiety, all the people pushing and shoving. So for me it was really hard to slowly film this and not let the frenzy get to me of other people pushing and shoving. I did this out of love. Okay, so subscribe, thumb up the video, thank you. Because as I'm getting anxiety just watching this. Filming it was a whole other can of worms. But I'm so happy I got it all on camera because, you know, it's just kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. I do wonder what they're going to do next year. Look at that two-headed clown eating an ice cream with a baby's head as a scoop of ice. Oh my God, I didn't see that while I was filming. The clown living in the popcorn is adorable. Now, I was looking for killer clowns from outer space. I don't think they reference them at all in this setup, which maybe I'm wrong. Did anybody see Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Any one of the characters from that movie? Maybe there were some. I just didn't notice any. If there were none, I wonder why. Why did they choose to leave them out? Also, another clown that I did not see in this setup was Pennywise from It. Maybe it was also kind of, I don't know, maybe it was done on purpose, you know, because it is so overly used as an IP. So maybe they thought, let's not do the obvious. Props to them if that's the reason why they didn't go with Pennywise or who was the other one I was just mentioning? Or any of the characters from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But then American Horror Story clown, I mean, he was quite famous as well. Well, maybe not as much. And he is scaring people. Look at these clowns hanging off of this tree. And this one is completely tied up. It almost looks like the Joker from the Arkham Asylum, tied up. I mean, the makeup is there, the green hair, the white face. Yeah, looks like it could be the Joker. Probably isn't, but it looks like the Joker. And then, oh, here he comes. And he really looks one-to-one like the character from American Horror Story. Next to Terrifier. Is he going to attack? He's planning. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think he's up to no good. No. Oh no, he saw the crowd. Ooh, this is not gonna end well. Oh no. He attacked. The crowd got scared. He's backing off. He's backing off. Okay. Whew, that was a close call. Yeah, no. As you can see, Halloween in Burbank is doing very well. It is healthy and prosperous, and I would not want it any other way. And the fact that this is so near to Hollywood, and it is, you know, California after all, the film industry's there, you know, some of the best horror movies of all time were filmed there. Oh, it's just so delicious to see this here. Seriously. Sorry we're closed, but the clown is alive, honey, and working overtime, torturing people. There's a merry-go-round. There's a swing or a seesaw. What's going on there? A little Ferris wheel. Some of the clowns are zombies. Some seem to be kids or babies. Some are alive. Some are dead. Some are skeletons. There's also smoke being shot out of these. I mean, this is insanity. Look at that little baby that's tied up. The dagger Mike wheel with all the knives. Oh my god! And they got the kid in the side. Oh wow! Shout out to its family. And look at that, trying to make a coin. We're still working 9 to 5. Very intelligent how they connected that. And this is what they're called, a hashtag Burbank Clown House. Also on Instagram. There you go. These lovely, talented creators have really created this mystical world. Makes you just want to kind of live in it for a while. I know it's scary, like why would you want to live there? But I mean, it's a fantasy. That's what Halloween is all about. And there you go. The cannon is shooting the smoke. Lovely. This creates beautiful contrast between all the different layers and textures. Now we're entering the side of the house, a side portion. This is a gigantic animatronic. And I mean, I don't know, 3 times, 4 times the size of a human. And look at that. Now I'm filming the side of the house. The crowd stuffed between the haunted tree and the clown house yard. It's insanity, but in the best of ways. And I love that people love Halloween so much. I wouldn't have minded for more of the visitors to also be dressed up, themed for Halloween. Like you saw me at the beginning of the video. I wore my Halloween vest with my live-in ferret t-shirt underneath, and the Halloween vest has jack-o'-lanterns, a haunted mansion on it, a black cat with a witch's hat, and there's also a full moon with a witch flying across it at midnight on the 31st of October. Wouldn't want it any other way. And of course, my bag was a fluffy, plushy jack-o'-lantern bag. Hello. Of course, I'm going to go full on out. It's not Halloween yet, so I'm not like fully in costume. I'm just paying homage and respect to the holiday, as one should. The vest is 100% cotton, by the way. I'm not wearing acrylics this year. Not yet. This little fella with the curly hair would jump and scare people passing by the side of the house, of the clown house, and the entire rooftop is decorated with a bunch of clowns. Wait, was that Pennywise up there? This lovely gentleman was selling sausages, onions, fried stuff. He was passing through the crowds. The smell was inviting. But I think he was going to restock because he only had 3 sausages left. Look how fully stocked this side street is. Cast members only. Had to film that. It reminded me a little bit of The Muppet Show, and I loved it. Here they're trying to sell us 9 to 5 again. More clowns on the roof. So was that Pennywise that we saw earlier? You would have to rewind and see. And then I just love these poles with electricity, the electrical poles with the lights. It's so horror movie. People taking pictures in front of the Burbank house wall. There's a gentleman dressed up like you know who, with security services by his side. We'll go. Burbank Clown House, more photo op moments with animatronics. They all move, and they're all huge. The Witch Doctor. Oh, these posters are so cute. That vintagey vibe. Spidora. Hello. Beautiful cut-out poster of a clown. And this is all a side street, and you pass through to get to the other street. Look at that tree, that haunting tree. So beautiful. These orange jack-o'-lantern skeletons are from Target. A bunch of houses had them. They are one of the kind of the favorites, right? They're available every year since a few years now, and they do sell out quickly. So it was fun to recognize those. And this lady was also in the clown house on the side, and her name is Yvette. And she spoke with a very heavy German accent, asking you if you needed any cleaning, anything special. Just like that. This was an interesting view from a distance of a house at a corner between 2 streets. And then behind it in the distance, you see, I believe, downtown with taller buildings. And that clash and contrast is very interesting. Framed by spooky trees and a beautiful sky. And then I'm just panning the camera here to show you how these streets look with all the cars moving by, people walking, trying to find all of the houses. And there were quite a few. There's Happy Haunted Graveyard. That house was in the competition. Holiday Fantasies Come to Life. I didn't get to see all of them because it only goes in, I think, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. and you don't have time to see them all in one day. Especially if you're filming like me and you're taking your time to film. This one was also in the competition. The Alien with the skeletons. So there was Beetlejuice, Burbank Barbie House. I was looking for it, couldn't find it. Burbank Clown House, The Haunt of Beetlejuice, Burbank Skeleton House, Circus of Nightmares, Dinner on Evergreen, Ghouls and Graves, Happy Haunted Graveyard, Holiday Fantasies Come to Life, Nightmare on Orchard, Pink Boney Club. I wonder which one this was. Maybe I'll film it later, like the plaque. But so we have aliens have landed on planet Earth, and then some of the skeletons are morphing into aliens, but some of the skeletons are like human remains because the aliens have attacked, or so it would appear. You can see the aliens have those masks with the LED blue lights and the beady eyes. One is landing right now. Oh, and, well, it doesn't seem like it's going well for the humans, but the flowers seem to be thriving in this alien landscape. So aliens are not destroying the flowers. Well, that's good. Good to see that they're not destroying everything. But oh boy, they're hunting humans, huh? One of them has a forked head and a spear. And then, yeah, they're chopping off heads. It seems like these aliens really like to chop off human heads. And that alien lights up. His whole chest lights up. Interesting. There's a huge setup, and the tree. Okay, it was really hard to film because of the colors, but there was so many skeleton bats hanging, dangling upside down from this tree, and the illumination on this tree was fantastic. There, like, you can see spider lamps, spider lights, and all sorts of lights, and they're just positioned so well. The distribution of the lights is very well done. And some skeletons are huge, like the one hanging upside down is not a 5-foot skeleton. I don't know, what is this, 7-8 foot skeleton? It was ginormous. Next to 5 feet skeletons, like your classic standard, almost humans, well, human size for a smaller human, but the 5-foot skeleton is your standard that you can get on Halloween. Then you have like smaller ones, and then you get like the big ones. Walmart sells them. I get the joke. Did you get the joke? We got the joke. He actually lights up because he does have those lights in the eyes, but I don't know. We tried to trigger him to activate, but it didn't work. So I don't know. I don't know if, well, who knows. The archway is adorable. Like I said, you can never have enough jack-o'-lanterns. And this house was super cute. It was on a corner of the block, so it kind of got both sides, like an approach. And I think that the archway works really well at the corner of the streets, of the block. The trees are majestic. Burbank trees are really beautiful. Look how beautifully they frame the streets. It does look like a scene from a horror movie, doesn't it? Here is a Scooby-Doo and supper scene. Yeah, that's the supper scene. So there you go. The whole family is having dinner. And there is that spaghetti falling out of the pink hat with an X on it? Oh, this girl, yeah. She's like screaming, upset. Why don't you play with me? Well, because you look like Wednesday Addams that's been possessed by Annabelle and Chucky. Oh, scary. A stack of pumpkins, always fun. Love the tropical flowers or the tropical plants combined with, well, stuff we would be used to seeing in Salem. I love that about Burbank. You get the banana leaf, the banana trees or banana leaves mixed in with harvest season, cold weather decor. I personally love the clash, but of course it's not for everyone. This could be Nosferatu. It could be some other type of vampire. Maybe it's not even a vampire. I do believe it is a vampire, though. Some more close up of the skull archway, which is gorgeous. The spooky trees are amazing. The animatronic. This is kind of the plague doctor. That's where those kind of beak shaped noses come from. Back in the day when they didn't know what the plague really was, these doctors would carry, in the protrusion of those masks, they would carry a lot of spices and very strongly scented items so that they would protect themselves a little bit from the stench of the decay of all the bodies and the corpses that would be just decaying in the streets of the cities, all infected with the plague. Lovely. Here's a ton of little haunted dolls, spookily asking you to come join them and play. Don't trust them though, because you never know. You never know those little demons, what they're up to, really. Oh, this animatronic was cool. A lot of people took photos or videos in front of it. So actually, there was a bunch of kids right now taking pictures in front of it. So I couldn't really step in front. I didn't want to disturb them taking their photo. And of course, I don't want to film them either, protecting their privacy. So I kind of just filmed this spooky gentleman from the side. This house was adorable. The architecture, love it. This one wins for me in terms of blending architecture with Halloween. So simple, right? The spiky like teeth and the two eyeball. It's really, really photogenic, and I do believe that that's one of those decor items that works also fabulously during the day, not just at night. So that gets an extra point for me, because a lot of these items, like this one, works wonderfully at night because it's lit up and it looks majestic. But during the daytime, some of the spookiness is gone, right? Because there's too much light. But that particular house that has the eyeballs and the teeth, that one works day and night. Now, when they say tuned to 99.1, that means that this house has a sort of an interactive thing going on where you tune into that station and that station plays songs and music that is basically synchronized with whatever actions are going on in the house, meaning how the lights are moving, whatever actions happen in the windows, how the smoke, for example, starts shooting up from the house. Very fascinating. And then you see that person in the window moving? I was thinking, like, what's going on? Who is that? I loved the smoke kind of just going into the sky. And then I zoomed in, right, to figure out, and I saw, oh, it's Jack Skellington. And then it's the evil witch from Snow White when she turns into the hag. And then on the side, I'm like, that human is suffering. What's going on? It almost felt like, oh, is this a scene from Psycho? But then I realized, oh no, we're witnessing a transformation from a human into a werewolf. And finally, I get my werewolf. Werewolves have been under represented, I feel, this year. Werewolves and zombies. So I was really happy to see a scene of a werewolf transformation in this haunted house. Neon-ish, right? Purple spider web decorating that house. And then we have a more simpler decor, but I love this. This is my type of Halloween. We got a little spider, we got a little pumpkin, we got the witch, and that dark sky. Just a few lights illuminating the yard. Beautiful. It can go even darker than this, which brings me to one of my last points being true Halloween doesn't need all the money and the pizzazz. Yeah, it's beautiful to awe us, right? But sometimes Halloween is also about the little things, the little details, the little elements that maybe nobody else notices, but you do, like this house. The movies that go in my head, through my head as I'm looking at this porch, this light, and then I think to myself, let me tone down the light. How does this look when we take away the light and make it even darker? And just like that, this house, as it turns darker, becomes the scene of maybe the next best horror movie ever shot. Where is Michael Myers? And just like that, the end is nigh. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun on this journey towards the true spirit of Halloween with me this year. Thumb up this video, subscribe, and push the notification bell because I post quite a few videos. Let's keep the spirit of Halloween alive in the next one. Never give up on Gorish love.